Welcome back to California Cooking. It is summertime and there is no better place to dine than by the ocean. Today we're taking you to some of the best seaside spots in Southern California, starting with a local favorite that's been celebrated year after year for its incredible view. And this year it earned national recognition. Let's head to the Strand House in Manhattan Beach.
Hi, I'm Chef Chris, and welcome to the Strand House. So this is the Strand House. This is our view. It's not a bad office to work in. We are a seafood-driven, coastally located restaurant. We focus on mainly California influences. Recently, we've gotten a multitude of local recognition from the people through a vote. Ironically, we got, through the People's Choice, Best Steakhouse, although we're a seafood-driven restaurant. It's nice to know that people are enjoying all the offerings on our menu. We're also voted third best in nation, but best in California, best view. And I don't think anyone can really argue that from what you can see behind me. So when people first come here and their first reaction is, most of the time, people have their breath taken away just by looking over the entire dining room, seeing all the action that's going on around them. There's always something going on at the Strand House. I think people enjoy our restaurant for a multitude of reasons. We have great service paired with a friendly and warm staff. We have fun, diverse items on our menu that people can enjoy. And we really like to pair that all with great alcohol. Our cocktail program is amazing, and we have an extensive wine list for you to pair all your food with. So overall, I think it's a complete experience here. The big thing for us is that we love people to treat this like their home. When you come to someone's home and you have dinner, right, you don't just eat and leave, right? All throughout summer and for most of the year, Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday during brunch, we have live entertainment downstairs. There's a DJ, he's rocking music. It's a good place to meet, stay with your friends, have cocktails, have some fun, dance. We always set up a dance floor, and it's really a high energy, like vibrant time. My passion for cooking comes from a couple of sources. The first source was when I was very young. My grandmother would dangerously sit me up on the countertop next to the stove and literally spoon feed me dinner as she was making it. And it was kind of a palate training. She would ask me if this needs more salt. I'm Korean, so we use a lot of soy, so she asked me, does it need more soy? More garlic even, and getting more nuanced as I got better at tasting food. The fact that she had her own garden in the back, completely organic, just growing dinner most of the time over the summer, going straight from the ground, being washed and then onto the plates was truly an experience and really a great learning opportunity that I didn't realize I was taking advantage of. It began when I was very young and I was at home watching cooking shows as a young little kid, 4 years old, just watching TV on the weekends, Sunday mornings, things like that. And I would see all the old school chefs like Graham Kerr and Yan Can Cook, all those really old school guys on PBS. And just the passion and verve that they had for food really drove it home for me that maybe this is something that I can do, and kind of knew from a very young age. When I got the job at the Strand House here, it was a dream come true for me. 3 years in at the Strand House, I think that this is a very, very lucky situation that we have here. It's the perfect storm of all good things, so to speak. We have a great customer base, a lot of regulars. We have a great staff. We have great management. We get a lot of support when we need things. Our owner, Mike Zizlis, he always tells us, hey, if you need anything, you let me know directly. It's hard to go around the South Bay without hearing about the Zizlis group and the things that we have all collectively done together as a team. There's hotels here and in Redondo. We got these 3 restaurants. We influence all around by holding fundraisers and giving donations to the local community. We recently held a fundraiser for Torrance Memorial to help them build a new emergency room, which is a great success. It's things that the community can feel. Our menu is a generational menu, and so there are touches from chefs that have come through the building. We have had a lot of great chefs come through the building. I hope that my legacy, whatever that I leave here, can add to that list. A fresh starter, we have tuna tostadas, which has been a runaway hit. One of our customers told me the other day, and he said that he's probably eaten 1 million of these. It's probably one of the best reviews I've had for a dish when you've had 1 million of something. Moving on to entrees, some lighter fare. but still satisfying. Our scallops with tajarin in artichoke pesto. This dish came up, again, like how we like to work with our team and stuff like that. It was a collaboration with myself and one of my sous chefs. But the main flavor is from my team. And it's something that I like to foster with them, you know, like bring them up and really promote them and really try and give them the best that they can get out of this place so that when they go on, they're successful in their future. One of our showstoppers is a tomahawk ribeye. It comes with a big bone that you're really expecting out of a tomahawk. This is Australian beef. It's their equivalent of prime. It's really tender. It's finished with barley and it's got a really nice beefy flavor to it. We serve it with our bordelaise and some horseradish cream and some potatoes that have been smashed and fried and served with romesco sauce. Another showstopper we have is our seafood tower. We always get a variety of oysters fresh every day. We have some of the best shrimp cocktail, fresh lobsters from Maine, scallops on the half shell. We change around our ceviches on a weekly or bi-weekly basis depending on the demand and how popular they are. And it's served with a bunch of sauces that we make in-house. If you're the type to have a sweet tooth, we have our fresh fried donuts here. The donuts, they change every month. We try to follow the seasons. Right now, we're serving peach and key lime on top of our three mainstays of chocolate crunch, vanilla, and salted caramel. One thing that's really popular right now is our Dubai chocolate. It's got the kataifi in the center. It's got layers of chocolate, and it's got that hint of pistachio in there that you're really expecting from that. All right, we've turned it into a cake. I'm gonna show you how to make the tomato and burrata salad. First, you have to start with fresh tomatoes. We're using heirloom tomatoes today. Just come in nice big chunks that you can get a bite of and experience the tomato. Right now is the season for perfect tomatoes, probably about middle of July, and it goes all the way out till about end of August. But it's a great opportunity for you to get out there and visit your local farmer's market or even your local markets to see what kind of great tomatoes you can find. Refrigerating tomatoes is kind of a touchy subject. You shouldn't ever buy produce and plan on keeping it for a long time. So tomatoes, out of the fridge, let it sit out there. If you buy them refrigerated, please take them out of the fridge, let them sit for at least a day. In order to season this, just give a little salt, pepper, and here at the Strand House, we use olive oil, and that's it. That's all we put on the tomatoes. That's all they need. They have their own acidity, they have their own sweetness, they don't need anything else. Just give it a little mix, and here at the Strand House, we plate them in a nice little arc around the rim of the bowl. And that's it for the tomatoes. Next thing we do is we get fresh burrata. So this is stracciatello, which is the center of the burrata. We get nice little dollops. We have house-made shallot jam. This is really easy to make. You just take balsamic vinegar and shallots and you just cook them down until they fall apart. You should do this over low heat so it doesn't burn. Finally, to dress the burrata, we take a little bit more olive oil and we use an aged balsamic here. Just put over everything. Aged balsamic adds a little bit of sweetness to the whole thing, as well as that nice touch of balsamic flavor. It looks a little bit naked right now, right? So we gotta add a garnish. The garnish here, use the last of our olive oil here, just some regular balsamic because you need that acid. An aged balsamic would be a little too sweet. Salt. Always gotta season every part of your food, every component. Just mix it all together very gently. You don't wanna beat up your greens. And then we just very carefully just put pieces on here. You don't wanna cover up the beautiful tomatoes and burrata, but you do wanna add a little bit of garnish. So we're using arugula and frisee here. Arugula adds a nice bitter balance, as well as a frisee. And then also, another secondary thing is that it adds crunch. And then at this point, the best thing to do is to eat it immediately. Thank you for visiting our house on the Strand. I hope you enjoyed everything and we hope to see you soon.
Coming up, we're serving more stunning ocean views and mouth-watering bites. I'll be making a delicious summer treat, a fresh nectarine tart that you're gonna love. Then we're off to Malibu to visit a beloved spot that's been dishing out fresh seafood with a view for over 40 years. Here's a dessert to enjoy poolside, a nectarine tart topped with ice cream. It's summer at its sweetest. Levi's in the kitchen. Hi, Levi.
Hi.
What are we making today? Do you know?
I don't know.
Here's a hint.
Maybe it's pie.
Maybe
or
it's
maybe
pie.
it's this.
This is going to be our cheat
Hopefully
for
it's
today.
this.
because while it actually is pretty easy to make homemade pie dough
Yeah, could I open it?
in the food processor, we're gonna do a little bit of a cheat with our refrigerated pie dough. And I thought it'd be fun because it's summertime, nectarines or peaches are in season, so I have a whole bunch. These are my favorite fruit. So I thought it'd be fun to make like an open-faced tart or rustic tart. The first thing
I think we're gonna make pizza.
I think we should do, flour your board a little, okay?
Why?
Just so it doesn't stick. I've got my cookie sheet ready to go because you want to just be able to slide this over.
This is so easy.
The oven's
Move it.
heating up. Look at that perfect circle. Well done. Okay, on a cookie sheet, while that sits and waits for us, let's cut up some nectarines. And I say go for the sweet and juicy, and you could go white, like this is a white nectarine. You could do plums, you could do peaches.
You could do apples.
So I'm just gonna slice them. So you wanna cut around the pit. And do you know what I bought to go on top of this warm tart when it comes out of the oven?
What?
Vanilla ice cream. I'm gonna go for the ripest ones first. And even if they're not ripe, I mean, they are gonna cook in the oven, so I think they'll cook down and get juicy and lovely.
I'm gonna eat that all.
Do you wanna cut some nectarine?
Yeah.
Okay. And the best way is, see how it rolls? Try to find a spot that's a little more
But this is mushy.
Yeah, mushy's good. Just cut around the pit.
I don't know how to do that.
You're doing great. What I like about this is you don't have to be as fussy because it's not an actual pie and it can look rustic because that's the whole point.
Why is it not an actual pie?
Because pies usually have a bottom and a top and you have to put it in the pie dish and make the fancy edges. This is very simple.
Is this good?
Yeah, just so now these pieces you have, Levi just cut into slices
Why
like
do we have
this.
to cut it into slices?
Because they're gonna go in the pie for the tart and you want them to all be somewhat uniform. So everything cooks at around the same time. Nectarines in the bowl. Can you crack this egg and whisk it up for me? Here's our beautiful bowl of nectarines. What I love about homemade desserts is you can watch how much sugar you put in stuff, which is really nice. So I put 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and a nice big fat splash of vanilla. Just a sprinkling of flour, maybe a tablespoon or so,
So it doesn't
because,
taste that sweet.
well, these are going to release juice when they're cooking, and then we want that flour to kind of thicken up the juice. Because oddly enough, salt makes things taste sweeter, a sprinkle of salt. Would you like to add these to yours? Should we make these together? Levi, this is your tart.
Okay, so now what
Okay.
do we do?
Here, do you want to dump?
Yeah.
So look, Levi, this is why it's a tart. This is all you do. You just bring up the edge, like a little cute pocket, and that's it. Look at our tart, how cute.
I don't
Now-
know how.
So all I did is flatten this out just a little bit, okay? And you were doing it, just bring it around like that, that's all, and it hugs it.
But now what do we do?
All right,
What about what do we do with the egg?
That's a good question. So see this crust? We take that and you just paint the crust, not the nectarines, okay? And then look, more sugar. This is turbinado, so it's the sugar that gives you that crunch. Sprinkle this sugar on your crust. Okay, Levi, we're done. You ready to put it in the oven? And then when this comes out nice and warm, we'll serve it with some vanilla ice cream. Okay, Levi, not that this was a competition, but you win. Look at yours, and look at Mommy's. Mine.
It's because you put it at the top.
Yeah, so I put mine on the top rack, and I put yours on the bottom rack, and yours came out perfect. Mine got a little too hot on the top part of the oven, so note to self, but forget that. We have to cut into yours. I'll give you the first piece. What do you think?
But it's hot.
I know, but you gotta eat it hot because you want the ice cream to melt. Look at that! Okay, so you got a little of this there. Okay, I'm gonna.
What is good?
That is good, and you know what? It is not too sweet at all. That is deliciousness. Coming up, breathtaking summer views. We're visiting a family-run gem, dishing out fresh seafood for more than 4 decades. That's next. Malibu Seafood has been serving up fresh seafood and unbeatable views for over 40 years, but the story behind this beloved spot is even more touching.
And I'm Mark, and welcome to Malibu Seafood.
Malibu Seafood started in the early 70s out on Malibu Pier by Wayne Kaywood, and then Mark, my dad, came in the mid 70s, and it started off as just a little fishing operation, a fish market, and then expanded into the restaurant. And in 77, we moved to our location here.
My now partner and over 50-year partner, Wayne Kaywood, started this business. He was a commercial fisherman, lobster and swordfish, and he had a retail market on Malibu Pier. And I was fishing for him a little bit, and he said one day, "You want to get part of this?" And I said, "Sure." And the rest is history, and we are still partners and good friends for over 50 years. So I was born and raised in Culver City, and I started fishing in the Marina Del Rey jetties as a young boy, 7, 8, and 10 years old. Riding my bike down there at 15 years, 14 years old, and the rest kind of just happened. So this is truly a family business. My wife and I and Wayne worked together side by side for years, and my wife and I kind of worked together day in and day out. She developed a lot of the recipes, put things together, moved things forward, making things better all the time. Recipes, menu items, and she still is involved in keeping things current and fresh. So, and now my daughter is here, and my other daughter, Kendall, also works for us while she's getting a master's in speech therapy. So she's in the here. My brother-in-law came on about 20 years ago, John Christensen. So there's always an owner with a vested interest as how things run and keeping the patrons happy.
I grew up coming down here all the time with my dad, who'd bring us here at like 6 a.m. to come open, and we would just get to hang out with everybody and have fun when we were kids, my sister and I. Then I went off to school, and I worked here a little bit in between. After I graduated, I decided that I wanted to be here full time and be an owner and just make this my career. Our most popular menu item is going to be this right here. It's the fish and fries. Almost everybody that comes orders it. With it always comes our tartar sauce, which most people ask for seconds and thirds of. It's just what people come here worldwide for. Here we have the steamed black mussels. They come in a garlic butter broth. They're really great if you want something light. They're a good choice for if you want a lot of protein. We have the New England clam chowder in the bread bowl. That's really popular year-round, especially in winter. It's really great. Our lobster roll, which is the newest item on our menu, and that is going to be Maine lobster in the brioche bun. It's gotten really popular over the last year or two. This is how our grilled plates come. They come with 2 sides, and then here's our grilled pink Patagonian shrimp with garlic butter on top and our cocktail sauce that we're really famous for. My favorite part about working here would be just everybody that I work with. We all have a lot of fun, we joke around, and it's just a good work environment. Looking at the ocean all day doesn't hurt.
She likes the dolphins.
Yeah.
They come by almost every day. It gives me a sense of pride that this operation has lasted that long.
With me coming in and being younger, there's small changes I want to make, but I really want to keep it kind of how it's been for the last 50 years. I think people like that we're old school.
I have to agree with you. People do like it old school. We're not using tablets inside. Everything's handwritten, goes to the kitchen that way. Picnic tables outside. I think people really come to expect that. It's a kind of a warm, homey feeling. It's still amazes me that 50 years later that this is what it is. We've survived a lot of fires, floods, highway closures, and of course, what's going on now with the aftermath of the Palisades fire, which has been the most devastating of all.
So in the aftermath of the Palisades fire, it was just devastating to everything that happened. And so for us, it was important that we reopened as soon as possible, even if people from the city couldn't get to us. We had all of our local Malibu people. We really tried to just be here for the community. We opened as soon as we could, even though we were just mostly serving people that were living in Malibu and in our small community. It was important for us to just be here for people. We have a fresh fish business that a lot of people rely on to come to plan dinners and lunches, and then also to be able to feed everybody working here. We had so many firefighters, so many police, sheriff, and even now we still have everybody that's picking up all of the rubble from the fire. So it's important that we're here and that we can give them some food.
We want to thank everybody coming to Malibu to support all of the local businesses. We all need the same support. Thank you very much.
For the recipes we featured in today's episode, you can follow us on Instagram. That does it for us. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.